When I arrived in Onitshibo, I thought coming home would bring me peace. I believed that somehow everything will work out. I imagined that being with my mother would ease the pain I carried from Lagos. But the very next day, reality hit me. I woke up and asked myself one question: what happens now? I had no answer. My dreams of going back to school had come to an end. Every child has a dream. Mine was simple. I wanted an education. I wanted to become somebody. I wanted a future I could be proud of. But that dream seemed to die before my eyes. I couldn't even return to the commercial typing school where I had started learning how to type, because there was no money. There was no one willing to support me or even encourage me. Instead of hearing words of hope, I kept hearing words that broke my spirit. You are a mistake, child. Those words followed me everywhere. People said my mother had already given birth to wonderful kids before I came along. They said having me was the biggest mistake of her life. Imagine hearing that as a child. Imagine believing that your existence was an accident. At first, I tried to ignore it. But when you hear something like this every single day, it slowly becomes your reality. Even my mother began to wonder if what people were saying was true. I could see the pain in her eyes. She never said much, but I knew those words were affecting her too. As a little girl, I didn't know how to fight those thoughts. I simply accepted the pain. I stopped believing in myself. I became quiet. I became withdrawn. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Sometimes I wouldn't even step outside because I was ashamed. I felt like everyone was looking at me with pity. I felt as though I had failed before my life even began. Every morning I would hear children laughing as they prepare for school. Some wore neatly pressed uniforms, others carried their school bag with excitement. Those who weren't in school were learning trade. Some were becoming hairdressers, others were learning tailoring or different vocational skills that would prepare them for their future. I watched them from a distance and wondered what my future would look like. While they were learning and growing, my life became the same routine. Wake up, sweep the compound, wash dishes, cook, go to the market whenever my mother asked me to, come back, sleep, and wake up and do it over and over and over again. That became my life. And slowly I began to change from this happy little girl to someone people hardly noticed. I wasn't just forgotten by the society. Some of my family members had already written me off. Instead of calling me Ngozi, they simply called me my mother's daughter, Dadawa Ejike. It was as if I no longer had an identity of my own. As the years passed, I grew up into a young woman. I had no education, no professional skills, no confidence, no direction. I began to believe I couldn't do anything right. People started saying something else that pierced my heart. They would tell my mother one day, one old man will come and marry me, and she will finally leave your house. To them, that was the only future they could imagine for me. No education, no career, no purpose, just marriage to whoever is willing to take me. They had already decided how my story would end. But God hadn't finished writing my story. One ordinary day, something unexpected happened. A letter arrived from Lagos, and it was the wife of the relative I had lived with. Everyone was curious about what was inside. When the letter was opened, I listened carefully. Everywhere felt like another wound. She reminded me that leaving her house had been a terrible mistake. She said none of my siblings would ever accept me again. She said they would never train me or help me. According to her, I would remain in the village for the rest of my life and never become anything meaningful. She intended those words to destroy me, but she didn't know something. Sometimes the very thing the enemy uses to discourage you becomes the fire that pushes you towards your destiny. As I finished reading this letter, something happened inside of me. For the first time in a long time, I felt a determination I hadn't felt before. I refused to let someone else write the ending of my story. I stood up, I walked straight to my mother with courage, and I said to her, "Mama, I want to go to Lagos." She looked at me for a long time. Then she quietly asked me, "Where will you stay? Your brothers and sisters have already told you they don't have money to train you." I smiled through the pain. I answered, "Mama, that's okay. I have heard those words so many times that it no longer surprises me. If nobody believed in me, I would have to believe in myself." But there was another major problem. I didn't even have money to pay for transportation to Lagos. I had determination, I had courage, I had dreams, but I had no way of getting there. Little did I know that God was already preparing the next chapter of my life. That chapter changed my life forever. I will stop here for today. Thank you for watching episode 5 of my Untold Story. If this story inspired you, encouraged you, or reminded you not to give up, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this video to everyone that needs hope. I will see you in episode 6, where I will share what finally happened when I went to Lagos, when I didn't have transport money. God bless you.